about Pioneer, you talk about Goose Lake Road area.
Placer Ford.
Placer Ford. What about Midnight in LaBelle? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, that's where the Memphis Mine was, Bitter Creek. The Memphis Mine was the Christianers were there. C.C. Lowe was up Bitter Creek. Independent was up Bitter Creek. John Murphy was up Bitter Creek.
P. Del Orso on the bend of the canyon.
P. Del Dos was up Bitter Creek. And in Pioneer.
And in Pioneer.
Both. And in Bitter Creek, when you go above Beaver Park, where they stop you now, when you go up a little farther, the canyon bends to the left where you go to the Memphis Mine, and the little canyon right on the right, as I recall, is Junebug Canyon. And I always assumed that tied in somehow to Junebug Mill, but I wasn't really sure.
What about the Orofino? Do you know anything about it?
No.
The Orofino
was up Bitter Creek, but I don't know.
It was operated in the early days. It was known as the Big Five Mine. And Lowe is the one that called it the Orofino, and Lowe married one of the Cisneros girls or women down in Cuesta. That's how the Cisneros have the Orofino, and they named it that because of the fine gold. And there is, in that clay formation there at the Orofino, there is some fine gold. I tan color out of that.
Where's the Orofino?
At the Orofino.
Where is it located, though?
Where is it? It's down the Bitter Creek Canyon from the
between here and there.
Mine. And it joins the Scarvata claims down there.
Above, you mean it's above it, Bob?
It's just above the
Above, yeah.
above the
You said down.
Scarvata claims.
I imagine the Forest Service has all these maps and everything, don't you?
I was just going to say, if you haven't been to the Orofino and you can get to it, you can drive within a short distance, walk the last little bit. It's really worth your time to go there. There are some fabulous things you can see. First of all, there's a very small wooden water wheel there. But even more exciting, there's this huge boiler that is still there in absolutely perfect shape. And isn't this the boiler that theoretically brought itself in overland? They fired it up when we was on it.
Town.
Yeah. It's really worth your time to go. You can drive up Cabresto Canyon from Cuesta, get very close to it, and then we'll just walk in the last little bit. It's really worth your time.
They brought these boilers from, I understood it, they come through Moreno Valley. They come through Bobcat right up here. They went down the road that's still there. They come through Bear Creek, down into the bottom of Bear Creek. They went up, I think they call it Lost Canyon or Lost Road.
Lost Trail Canyon.
Lost Trail. And you can still see the cable marks on those trees where they winched themselves or just pulled them up there onto the top.
Now they'd run the cable out and tie it around a tree and then get the steam up in the boiler, and the winch pull itself on up to that tree, and then they'd take the cable and go on up to the next tree, and that's the way they brought it all the way from E-Town.
It took almost all summer, wouldn't it?
That road that goes down Bear Canyon still is in pretty good shape.
The
I hiked it just a
old
few
drag
months ago.
bucket that they used, they rigged a pole or had a tree up there, and it was guide off 4 directions, and they had a set a grizzly, in the ore bin, and they would run this big bucket down into the Bitter Creek Canyon, into the creek, and then they'd use the steam to pull it back up, bring it up and dump it over into that grizzly, and then below that they would take out the finer stuff, and the coarse stuff would go over, and they had bars that was within 3/4 or to an inch apart. And that's the drag bucket that's over here in City Park.
I've hunted on right off Monarch Pass on the mountain up there, and there's holes dug all over that mountain. I've never hunted in this area. Is as many holes dug back in the ground as that was over there? I believe.
Just about the same.
And there was an old boiler up there too. I seen,
A lot of the urban cover has been filled in. A lot of the old mines.
The adits.
Like right here at the Ajax, or Jumping Jack. Jumping Jack was filled in. The New York Southern amount of Pioneer was a homologted that was filled in.
Yeah, the Forest Service closed them in on.
down here.
Pardon?
Double tunnel right down here.
Yeah, that was the Jumping Jack.
Yeah. We used to play there as kids. I imagine Dennis and I played it there, haven't we, Dennis?
It's still open.
Yeah.
They just
Well, right up here by Deer Lodge.
Yeah.
caved in. And there's another behind the schoolhouse that's caved in.
That was
Another
for-
behind where Georgie Warner had their property on. The high street at the far end, there were tunnels there.
It was the Ethel behind the schoolhouse, isn't it? The Ethel mine, right behind the school?
Yeah. Right behind the red school.
You know, I'm not sure if that was that the name of it, the Ethel?
That's the plains that,
Esther Plains.
Esther.
Esther.
Esther, I think that sounds more like it.
Yeah.
The Mode family.
And they talk about all the tunnels and everything, but I don't think anybody's mentioned about the